Alright folks, welcome to another beer review. Recording this on my new phone, seeing what it looks like. I've still got my old one, which I can just use as like a camera, I suppose. But yeah, I thought I'd give this a try, and I just realised I've got a bank card on the bed. I know what you thieves are like. But yeah, activated my phone. It was rather painless. I thought it'd be an absolute ball ache, but you literally just need to stand your old phone next to your new one, then like transfer it, and then obviously get your new SIM card. So what I thought would be an absolute ball ache actually didn't take that long at all. Just need my number to be transferred completely over and my SIM card to be completely activated. So happy days. So to celebrate, it's not really a celebration because nobody cares, it's just buying a new phone. We're going to have a look at a collaboration between Sureshot and let's see what it looks like when we do a close-up. It doesn't look too bad, lads, on a small screen. But it actually looks like you can, let's see, oh, that's a bit blurry. Will that autofocus? I don't know. Well, I nearly did. Not bad for a front-facing camera. I would do these like with the proper camera, but I don't know where I'm going to be in shot. I've got a wonky eye anyway, so it looks like I'm looking somewhere on the camera. But yeah, maybe that and get like a cheap little monitor so I can see what, I don't know. I don't want to invest that much time and effort into this venture, to be honest. But yeah, so hopefully with new camera, better quality content, it might give me the inspiration to do actual, you know, well thought out videos. We'll see. So yeah, Sureshot and Verdant, and we're having a look at Even Tim the Human Shark Needs Water, which of course takes two beers, an iconic beer from each brewery, and they've come together and made a collaboration to celebrate both in true Sureshot fashion. Try saying that 10 times. There we go, if you want to have a quick read of that, and then I'll read it. The only thing is, you can see how nasty my fingernails are. That's what happens when you pick your ass. 8% ABV, double IPA, brewed in collaboration with the heroes at Verdant, a mashup of their iconic Even Sharks and our King of the Seas, Tim. An ocean of hops swimming over an oaty, full base. Doesn't specify what hops there are, but of course got the jaws Duuuun, 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 Duuuun. Or if you want to go a little bit left field, Parawan's Duuuun. If you like your French electronic music, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, it's weird because I can see, because obviously got a wonky eye, I've got a bit of a wider, what's that word called, field of view. So it's weird seeing a pop-up on there, pop-up on my old phone as well. So anyway, nobody cares. Going to use the track glass, keeping that Mancunian connection. Apologies for the messy background. But actually, it might be better when I do video reviews with the picture frames behind. So it seems to give you a bit more space. You can see a lot more of the surrounding area with this camera. Shouldn't have filled it right to the top, because I'll spill it, I'll dip my nose in it, I'll do something. But beer in the glass then. And oh yeah, light's still a bit, but I'm not too upset about this camera. But yeah, looking very nice and just murky, hazy, blah 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 blah, insert word for essentially the same thing. Unclear. Yeah, it just looks like that classic, you could dip your fingers in it and it'd leave an indent with just a half a finger's lining of white head. But yeah, doesn't that look like, yeah, I don't know, it just looks like a solid object in a glass. So on the nose, let's give it a little swirl, just. I'm getting a melon pineapple sort of thing going on. Not too overly sweet and bright and vibrant. sort of like a dulled, like you've left like an orange out and it's dried up a little bit. And like damaged, bruised stone fruits that have started to get that little savoury twang. It's not like screaming out of the glass or anything like that, but what is there when you get a good whiff is very, very nice. I'm sure that aroma, as the more it breathes in the glass and the slightly less chilled it is, I'll probably get a little bit more. But of course, like with every beer review, I get the full effect after I've finished recording, so we'll see what happens. Regardless, cheers. Oh, wow. What you don't get on the nose, Jesus Christ, it comes through on the flavour. That is a flavoursome, absolute juice bomb of a double IPA. It's got a little bit of dankness there. It's got a little bit of savouriness there. Oniony, garlicky characters. But then you get this big, bright sort of pineapple, peach character. But you get the soft sweetness of freshly washed berries. That's probably one of the most pretentious ways to say it smells like a selection of different berries. Oh yeah. Oh, that's absolutely bang on. This is just my personal sort of thing, right? Other half, for me, from my experience, very limited, very subjective. But when other half produce like the higher ABV IPAs and they absolutely nail it, they nail it. This, excuse me, you could say we're far surpassing those breweries, say we're on par. You could say we're still learning. I think the brewing industry is always constantly learning new techniques, new ways to put your hops in, new ways to preserve the freshness of hops and that sort of stuff. Water treatments, you know, it's a constantly evolving industry. I mean, you could say it's gone a little bit stagnant considering every brewery is producing beers that look like this. But they sell. They're big sellers. The IPA to the craft beer world is the lager to the macro world. And that, on paper, sounds like a really meaningful, quite poignant statement, but it's not really. It means nothing. Much like my life. Stomach is making weird gargling noises. Maybe it's just really enjoying the beer, because I know I am. Yeah, this is like tasting... The body of it is absolutely wonderful. It's really reminded me of Triple Miler Daydream from Other Half. That was just like the best IPA I've ever had. And this isn't too far from that sort of ilk. I mean, we know Verdant, however you say it. You know, at one point they were like the brewery to be brewing IPAs, especially pioneering the way of using water treatment. Because I'm sure, I can't remember if it was an interview or I had someone told me, it could be fact, could be a whole crock of shite, who knows. But when Verdant, were really making a name for themselves with these beers, they were treating the water as if they were making a wheat beer. Because wheat beers have a beautiful, although I'm not a big fan of wheat beers, they've got a beautiful, bold texture. So we all know that Verdant know how to brew these beers, and Sureshot hit the ground running with these sorts of beers. Obviously, it gets the brewery name out there. It gets people interested. It's what sells. So it makes sense when a new brewery comes along, especially with the expertise and brewing knowledge behind Sureshot. It makes sense to capitalise on that and use that style of beer as a platform to get your name out there. I mean, they're going to be opening their tap room later this year. They've been producing some fantastic ones. I've got an extra special bitter, which is like 7%. Interested to see what a higher ABV bitter is like. I've got their Fest log, which I might crack open after this. I'm not in work tomorrow, so I might have a few drinky poos. And then poo the drinks out tomorrow morning in sloppy water-like fashion. Bit too much information there, but we're all on the same boat. Do you know what I mean? In the same boat. Mind you, you can be on the same boat as well, can't you? Because you could be on the deck. So yeah, it's two fantastic breweries, and they've produced, quite frankly, one of the best IPAs that I've had in a long time. It's just so fruitiful. I even get this like slight aromatic coconut flavour in there. A little bit of mango, not too much. I get really bored of mango flavours in beer. But man, this is absolutely well. The body, the appearance, the taste, very unassuming on the nose, but man, does it make up for it when you take that sip. And your palate, it tastes fresh every sip, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy with that. In fact, I think that's quite frankly one of the best IPAs that I've had all year, to be honest. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So that was Even Tin, The Human Shark Needs Water. Double IPA, 8% ABV, Sureshot and Verdant. Picked this up from Northern Beer Temple in Wigan. So big shout out to John and Northern Beer Temple. Links to everyone mentioned in this description, in this video, in the description. And yeah, if you tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. And yeah, I'd look forward to hearing your thoughts, opinions on both breweries, some of your favourite beers from either brewery. And yeah, cheers for watching. You all take care, stay safe, and I shall hopefully see you later.